something a little bit different. So this is our concept, which is probably AI. I'm not sure, but most likely it's AI. Let's say it's AI, okay? So for this concept, I will separate in Photoshop the gloves and let's see if I can do that actually. So I will try to separate the gloves and the shoes because they are very, very awkward to make. It will take a lot of time and we don't have that time because this is speed sculpting. So let's go. And obviously Photoshop has yeah, no, it's fine. It should be fine. Let's do this. Now we have these things. I'm not sure exactly how to do this, but let's push a little bit of things. So first I will do this. Remove the leg because I don't need it. I will try to make at least the legs with the head and with everything else. But the shoes we will make with AI, and also the gloves we will try to make with AI. I'm not sure that it will be good, but we'll see. So the AI actually is very good in making garments. So to make some kind of jacket or to make something, of course you have to have it in the particular pose you want it. But other than that, the AI is pretty capable of doing that. So this is something that's relatively, especially shoes, they're relatively hard to do and time consuming. And if we can, with the help of AI, kind of, you know, deal with it, it would be, I think, better. Let's select this kind of, what's happening? I'm pressing B and nothing happens. Sometimes I think I know the program, but obviously I don't. Okay, empty layer, Alt delete, okay. This probably will be a problem here. Let's try to do something about it. And this will take a little bit of time, obviously, to prepare. And I wanted to prepare it in front of you. So, yeah, otherwise I would be just putting it before the camera, before I roll the camera. But I decided to do it just like this. So you can see how I prepare something for particular AI. This is not good. Let's try something here. Select this area and delete it. And then erase manually. I think we should be absolutely fine. The idea is that AI should have pretty clear image to work with. Otherwise, it may do something stupid. So let's save it somewhere in downloads. Okay. No, I don't want to replace this. Let's save it as... Okay. Now I will go to the Tencent AI, which is this one. Refresh it. Huinan Tencent. I will go to downloads. And drag this where I saved it. I will drag it here. Now, let's see. 50k will be enough because we want... I don't want a big, huge mesh to have it. Version 3, it's fine. And should be good. Let's leave it. I will leave it on a separate window and we will start sculpting. And when we are at some point, probably after a couple of minutes, we will be able to see what's happening. Now we can start sculpting the head. Maybe also this chain will be nice to put it in AI, but we'll see. Because to make a chain now, the AI probably will make it relatively bad. But it will look more like a chain than I can sculpt it, for example, for like a couple of minutes, which probably is a better way to do it. I don't know. As I said, using the AI to make shoes or to make some other like things that are pretty common, and AI is pretty good at it, I think it's a good way to use it. We'll see. We'll see if it will happen, but I'm sure that the AI will make far better shoes than I can do for like a couple of minutes. So I am okay with the AI doing it. The AI. is fine. I mean, yeah, we have to kind of try to use it if we can, so we don't get left behind, right? You may say that I will never use AI because AI is evil and everything like this. Yeah, it could be evil, but this is the same as when machines came back in the days, when machine came and people were working by hand, everything. Like sewing clothes, making shoes, everything was by hand. And when machine came, people were like, oh, those machines are evil. They will take our jobs. We will not tolerate this. And what happened is that machines took over everything. And whoever doesn't want to work with machines is kind of left behind a little bit. So I think we should be able to work with the machines quite well, to use them as our tool. And by machines, I mean the AI, in this case, in our case, in the worst case scenario. So I haven't made a black face for a while, so I'm not sure how I will do it. The big issue here is that I am a little bit sick today. It doesn't seem like I'm super sick, as you can see, but I have COVID, basically. Yesterday I was coughing like crazy, today also a little bit. But I'm coughing sometimes I'm not, I don't know. And so I haven't been able to sleep tonight. It was, I was closing my eyes and cannot go to sleep, just this kind of cycled dreams. Very interesting stuff. I don't mind. Sometimes you have to do this. I haven't been sick for a while. For a couple of months probably. So now it's a little bit of a new experience to me. Very interesting. And COVID is obviously like a normal flu these days. Don't think too much about it. So I think we'll be fine. Except if we're not. Because you know that, yeah, COVID, I asked the AI intelligence to tell me what COVID is in these modern days. And the AI said that it's more like a common flu these days. It could get a little bit more complicated sometimes. But in most cases, it's not a huge issue. Especially if you have vaccinated yourself back in the days. And also, especially if you have already gotten sick by it back in the days. And I was getting the COVID back in the days. So now I don't think it would be a huge issue for me, at least. Okay, we have something like the face. I like that he doesn't have hair, which is great for us, since hair is a little bit more difficult to do. By the way, if we have hair, or have had hair, it would be nice to also separate the hair and make it with the AI, I think. It would be interesting. By the way, this image is part of my overall images of clothes and folds that I am gonna use for my new course. Yeah, so because we have nice folds here stylized, and overall the AI is making better folds, like you see, clean and nice looking folds, than the real ones. The real ones sometimes are looking not very good. This one is not bad, but there are some real ones that looks awful. And you know, even if some folds are realistic, it doesn't mean that they are good. For example, here you see this kind of folds in here. If you make them in 3D, this will look awful. So even if this is a scan, for example, and probably it is, I don't think it's a good idea to make it. So when you're making folds, try to make sure you have a good reference, which maybe is AI, but it looks good. So the most important thing is not that the reference is real or photo or something. The most important thing is to look good. That's it. Many people are making the mistakes to say, okay, I made this pants, I made the folds, and they're based on a real photo. So they should be good. But that's not always the case. Sometimes, even, it's absolutely not the case. So be careful with the real photos. They sometimes are bad reference. Stylized folds made properly are a very good reference, even for realistic garments. Because stylization is the art of making something simple but looking nice. So even if you are looking at this particular stuff like AI made character which is stylized, the AI here is making relatively good job of making these folds. Not super good job, we will make better folds here probably if we try, but it's relatively nice. They're relatively simple, easy to understand, easy to see and make, so yeah, I think we are fine with that. Let's, by the way, see what happens with our... Yeah, I think it's ready, but I'm not completely sure. It's thinking still. Oh, it's here, okay. We have 2 gloves, I don't know why, and 2 shoes. I think this will do. We will download it as FBX, for example. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know if it's downloaded. No, it's thinking yet, so it's a little bit strange. I press the download button and I have to wait now for, I don't know for what. Ah, now it's downloading. Okay, let's put it here and see what's happening. File, import, FBX. Again, file, import, FBX. And it should be in downloads. And it should be the last one, today. Everything should be fine. Okay, and it's here, good. Now, this is material. Let's select it. Alright, let's put it down. Rotate it 90 degrees like this. Scale it up. And put it here and we will use it later. As you can see, it's relatively fine. And if we go here, well, we will see that it even has a texture, which I don't know how good it is, but it's fine to have a texture. It's not bad. I, by the way, don't need this. I need only half of it. So I will delete this, get this, and this, I don't know if I will be able to use it actually, because it looks not great. We'll see. But the shoes basically I will use. Definitely the shoes I will use. So yeah, the shoes were the main issue here. The other things, I don't know, we'll see. Shoulders. The trap muscle. The traps. Here other muscles. Other muscles. By saying other muscles, yeah, it's exactly what you think. I just forgot the names of the muscles, so yeah. And I'm a teacher of anatomy, if you don't know. So it's very, very interesting. But still, I always say that it's not important to know the names of the muscles. The more important thing is to be able to make those muscles and to know the shapes and forms. The names of the muscles are not as important, at least in my opinion. Maybe some people will say, no, the names are very important. And those will be people with accent like me. Very important. So probably Romanians there will be, or Serbians, or Bulgarians, or Russians. Maybe Macedonians, I don't know. Because we have this hard R that we can put like very, very, very nice. Hard R. Alright, let's see what we can do about the arms. I will do this arm. Disarm. I will disarm this arm. Put it here, make it a little bit folded. Or not exactly straight. It will be more interesting. Big biceps. Big triceps we also have to do. And mirror it, not subdivided, mirror it. I have this on speed dial here, but obviously it was not very easy to get it. Now it's fine. Biceps. And as you can see, the biceps is like, we're seeing him almost from the front, a little bit 3/4, not exactly the front, but the biceps is pointing at his body. So it's like we are seeing the side of his arm here, which is good. I kind of like it, so it's fine. Yeah, probably we can make him wider with smaller head. Usually I'm making them with very small head. Now here, I think I made him with bigger head than he has to be. And his arms has to be more on the side. Yeah, a lot of back and forward we will have to get the overall shape right. It's not gonna be super easy, but we will do something about it. Now his legs are relatively short. Why? Because he's a cartoon character, but I think for his height it should be relatively fine, although his legs are a little bit shorter than they should be. But for us it's fine, because... Why? I don't know. Because he's a stylized character, so it's fine, absolutely fine. Alright, we have a good thing here. Then I will show you how to make pants, especially pants that are not particularly fit. So, yeah, this kind of pants that he's wearing, to make them properly, and it will be interesting. So let's push this outward like this, and mirror it on the other side. Okay, I'm not sure that this is working yet, but it's better than to do it by ourselves. You know, if you have time, you can make the shoes by yourself, and it will be fine, but the AI can actually help you with that. You can have this 3D shoes here, and you can work on them. You can kind of use them as a 3D sketch, for example. I think it's not a bad idea to use them something like a 3D sketch. And work over them. Could be nice. Let's put a little bit of anatomy here. We don't need too much because we will have pants on top. How much time do we have? So we have lost 20 minutes, and now, after 20 minutes, we have overall the whole character with the shoes, which is wild. Of course, if I put this character directly into the AI, I'm afraid to say that the AI will make it pretty nicely. I'm pretty sure it will make it very nice. So let's try that actually. And we will compare. But I'm sure that it will make it better than me for a less amount of time. Of course, it will need some tweaks, but it will be relatively nice. So I will put it into the AI. Like this. I will go for 1 million polygons or 1.5, so the best. And I will go like this. Now it will take probably a little bit more time. But eventually, I've seen this new version of AI. Some concepts, like more stylized ones, it's making them flawlessly, almost flawlessly. It's not completely flawlessly, but it's making them very, 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 very nice. Even I can learn from the AI. So it's better sculptor than me, the AI, I may say. Which is a little bit awkward, but I think we can live with this. You know, I've studied anatomy all my life, we may say. I've done numerous practices, and So many hours I have put into this, and the AI eventually is making it better than me. What the hell is happening? But of course, it's not with all the concepts. If you have a little bit more complicated concept or complex concept, like the Dragon Girl, for example, this one. If you, for example, have this one, this concept, and I gave it to the AI, to this particular AI, the last version, this one, I gave the concept for this course, and it was horrible. It was just something out of the horror movie. So something which is very complex, it cannot comprehend it. It cannot. What happens with the 3D AI is usually it can make things that are already have been made. So clothes, shoes, vases, chairs, buildings, you name it, those things will be amazing. The AI will make them perfectly. But some fantasy character that has never been made in 3D, it doesn't have a database for this. And it will do it most likely pretty horribly. So I don't think we are yet extinct in that matter. It doesn't have the resources to make more complex models yet. So it's not a real AI. It's something like a model making stuff. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I think we are getting into somewhere. Not quite perfectly. But let's continue a little bit. So let's make a few knuckles here, just to make sure we are on the right spot. Make this flat. Make this flat. This is upper portion of the hand. Make this go a little bit like this. This is the thumb. And it's not that bad, I would say. Now what we have to do is make the pants. So first we have to make sure that we have the right, not the right, but we have relatively good legs. And they are the right size and everything. So when we have that, in this case I think the legs should be a little bit shorter. So I'll move them a little bit up. And also the shoes I will move a little bit up. This way we will have shorter legs. We need... Yeah, you notice that my voice sometimes is a little bit strange and I'm making this very annoying noises. But it's normal. I was thinking today, should I make a stream? But I guess I'm feeling quite well, even without any medications right now. I'm feeling quite well, so the COVID is very good for me. Probably tonight I will feel like crap, but now I'm feeling pretty nice. So it's fine, we can do this. Let's continue on this biceps. The bicep. A little bit bigger fists. Because he, after all, is working with his fists. They are his main weapon. If you don't know, Luke Cage is a Marvel superhero. And he obviously is kind of black. And he is strong. Also, his skin is kind of impenetrable. So he cannot be pierced. His skin is pretty tough. And he also fights quite well because he's strong, right? So he doesn't have some kind of fancy superpowers, just the normal super strength and invulnerability. I'm not sure how to say this in English. But yeah, he cannot be killed by a normal weapon. I think a gun cannot penetrate his skin. It's pretty thick skin. My wife says that I'm thick-skinned too, so I don't know, maybe I'm something similar to him. I'm a superhero. Or not. Probably not. I guess I'm not. But I could be right. Heroes of Might and Magic 3. By the way, there is a guy in YouTube, I forget the name of the channel, but he's making short movies with AI about the different races in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. And it's a pretty cool thing. I mean, he's getting better. The first videos were very much crap, but now it's he's getting better. Also, I've heard that Turkey is making a short series, a short historic series with AI. I mean, officially, people are making videos with AI. Videos that are for commercial use, we may say. So yeah, we are going into an interesting direction, I would say. Let's go and make the face a little bit better, because now it doesn't look good. It's not good. Definitely it's not. But we'll try to fix it, at least a little bit. So wider nose, of course. For a black person, it's always good to make the wider nose. And maybe the overall, this portion here should go forward like this. If I show you actually the top of my teeth, so my teeth are here and they're pretty nice, but here on the top I have some other teeth pointing upwards. So on the top of my upper teeth I have other teeth pointing upwards, which is very, very interesting. So I probably am some kind of a vampire or something. I'm not sure exactly what I am. But I guess I'm some kind of monster, so it's fine. Should be absolutely fine. And you guys, you shouldn't worry, since this is a YouTube video and you cannot be bitten from the screen, even if I go like, no, I cannot. So it should be fine for all of you. Will the AI end us all? Of course. But you see, we will end even without the AI, so we shouldn't worry about that too much. You know, there is a way of thinking which can make you very relaxed, you know. If you are a person who is worrying too much and everything, there is a way of thinking that it can make you relax. So it is the following. You can think of the world from the perspective of the moon, for example. The moon doesn't care, as I always say. The moon doesn't care about us. The moon doesn't care about any of our little tiny people things. And even the moon is not the perfect thing. Maybe you can say the sun. The sun is so far away, and it doesn't care a slightly bit for those even not pieces of dust, those atoms for it, with which we are. So all of the problems that you have, however big they're nothing to most people and to the universe. And also, we will not live forever. Death is a part of life. So it's absolutely normal at some point for us to end. And if the AI will be end for us or not, it doesn't matter that much. We will eventually end anyway. So that's my way of relaxing, you know, saying that actually nothing matters too much. You should not give anything too much of a meaning, you know. Yeah, some things, they have some meaning, some other things have other meaning, but if you worry too much, it's not that good. Worry less, do more, and it will be fine. And by doing more, I'm saying that if you are sitting in your couch and browsing internet or TikTok all day, and you are worrying about what you will have to eat, it's a little bit awkward, you know, because you're doing nothing actually to make yourself better in something. so you can be you can make money. I will not apologize for what I'm actually this. It made it. I was expecting more actually from the AI. It's not bad. I like the chain, for example. It's not bad. I like the pants. They're relatively fine. Even in the back, they're looking very good. But yeah, I would say it's a little bit too stylized, and the face is pretty bad. I've seen better works with the AI. I mean, not that it's bad overall. We have overall shape, nice, but it's not something that I would say it's super cool. So yeah, I was expecting more from the AI. I'm disappointed. The AI is shit. Okay, we can continue with our stuff. By the way, I can do the chain with the AI. I'm not sure if we'll be good. He looks like Unicorn. Next stream with your gold chains. Yeah, I don't have a gold chains, otherwise I would probably stream with it. But I don't like too much gold. Although, I have a gold earring, if you don't know this. I have a gold earring. This earring is, in the beginning, it was silver. I got it, I think I was 7th grade at school. My mother brought me and my sister, my little sister, so they can pierce the ears of my sister. And I was just there, I don't know why. But she said, do you want your ear pierced too? I said, okay, why not? And that's how I got the piercing of my ear. I don't consider myself a ear piercing person, but obviously I am pierced. Other than that, I don't have any jewelry, anything, except for the watch, for example. This is an interesting watch, but it's not exactly a jewelry, right? It's just a smartwatch. And I'm a little bit disappointed by this watch, because in Europe and outside China and Russia, I think it doesn't support payment. So I cannot just pay with it like this in my country, which is a little bit awkward, because this watch costs like 500 euro or something. But still, yeah, since not many people will watch this up to here, this video, I will tell you something. So now the flip normals, as you know, they have this flip box, and they're giving my courses for a very low amount of money. But you see, there are a lot of sales from this thing, and I may say I made money enough to live at least to the end of this year from just these 2 weeks. These 2 weeks of sale. It is just interesting. I like this. I like that. The problem is that probably next months will be very dry for my courses because of these sales. But it was an interesting experience, we may say. Let's see if we can adjust it so it can go right where we want it. It's nice to have something here so we don't have to do it by ourselves, but it's not completely fine. Since we are doing it from the front, I guess we can use it, kind of. Yeah, it's fine. Let's see. The biceps, or overall the arms, they need a little bit more love, but I think I will combine them with the body because I need to. And also, the face is still work in progress. Let's see how much time do we have. We are on 35 minutes. I think we are good with the time overall, although I'm slacking here. I'm not working as fast as I can because, I don't know, I feel relaxed. I don't feel like doing the things super fast, but they're going not ultra bad. Let's see what we can do about his cheekbone like this. And here we can add this. Alright, so the face will never be the same for this amount of time that we have, but at least it's a male, it's a black male face, so we are at least close to what we want. Let's connect this, but before you connect meshes, you have to go and make sure you don't have mirror on any of the meshes. So apply the mirror with Ctrl A, and then I'll Ctrl J, go to sculpt mode, and combine them. Now, why do I do that? Because I want to extract the t-shirt from this mesh. And since the t-shirt is going down on the biceps a little bit, extracting it will be better this way. So let's do this. Let's do the extraction. How to do it? With a mask. So I will select a portion of this, like this, and then I will continue working on it with M, with mask. Here in the back it's always like this, in the front is fine. Maybe we can do it like this. By the way, the head is small, I think. So we'll have to figure it out. But there is no figuring it out. We just have to make it bigger. Although, I don't hate it. It's fine. So I will mask extract it. And this is one way of doing the clothes. I will show you the other way of doing clothes with the pants. So I'm inflating the shirt now. I'm smoothing it out in this section here. Here in the back, the muscular human body will have a kind of a crevice where there is the backbone, but the t-shirt will not. The t-shirt will go over it, so that's why I'm flattening this out here. And here in the front also I will flat it out relatively well. Let's do some folds. So we'll have folds here. Usually the folds are nice to make with the normal brush, just the draw brush in the beginning, and then we will sharpen them after if we need to. This is good. Let's make some folds here. For t-shirt, usually we have folds like this here, a little bit. Especially if the t-shirt is kind of fit. Okay, this thing will not be here too much. There are some smoothings that we have to do. Maybe we will have a fold here. And we definitely should have some folds in this area, although they're not in the concept, but I don't care. I will do some folds like this here. I just think we should have, especially in this area, and here they should be smooth, because this is the peak of his shoulder and it's kind of a little bit pushing on the fabric, so we will probably not have too many folds there. But in the other places, we definitely will have. So for the bottom portion of the shirt, I will go out of symmetry and do some with the normal brush. Just do this and this. Maybe I will go here and watch what happens. Maybe I will go like this. This will combine with this. We have to find a logic for these folds here. The faults without logic, they look usually very bad. So a little bit of logic is just to make them this Y-shaped faults. The Y-shaped faults usually look nice. So you see this is a Y-shaped fault. And we have X-shaped faults also that they also can look nice. Some people don't like them, but I kind of like them. They're fine. Some faults in t-shirts are coming from here and going like this. From the armpit kind of and going this way. Let's see what will happen here. Yeah, we'll have some other faults. This will be a little bit bigger. And with the faults, we have to be very careful not to make them wavy. The faults has to be kind of a straight and nice looking. If we make them wavy, they will be bad. So let's leave this for now. Maybe we can color it a little bit, like, yeah, like this. This color will be fine. Black t-shirt for a black man. All right, now we will get a cube. So the cube is one of the simplest things that we can get. And from this cube, we will be able to make our pants. How? From the cube we will make the pants. You will see. Control R to get the middle of the cube and delete half of it. We don't need half of it. It will be symmetrical. So the other thing we might do is just go like this, extrude it, and then scale it down here. So this is our base of the pants. The pants, like everything, should be very, very simple in the beginning. Let's do a mirror. And now we have our pants. Now, they don't look perfect, as you can see, but we will see. Now, couple of edges here, couple of edges here, 2 edges in here, couple of edges here, and we are ready to smooth them out. And you will see that this is probably one of the fastest ways to make pants. And if the pants, for example, are very fit, very close to the skin, then I probably will make it with extraction again. But since those are not that fit, those are a little bit more baggy, making it this way, I think it's absolutely appropriate. It's fine. As you can see, we have pants, and they are not looking super bad overall. Make sure you have overall good legs below the pants before you start doing the pants, because if you don't, it's useless. I mean, it's gonna be difficult. I will leave this sharp line here because it's kind of like a fold there, which is looking relatively fine. Here in the bottom, we can make something pretty tight, because this is an elastic band, which is on the bottom here, and it's making a very nice silhouette, a very kind of a narrow silhouette just before the shoes. So I think it's cool. Here we can go not like this. I may add another line, and also this line I can grab and move like this. And it's not super bad, I would say. Now, in order to make any folds in this particular garment or cloth, we need to make it a little bit with more polygons. Now, these polygons are not enough, definitely. I will save, by the way. Let's answer some question. But what if AI makes us slaves for eternity? There is no eternity for any of us. We will die in 70 years or 75, 85 years. Some people are living up to 85 years old, I've heard. It's very nice. Yeah. How do you relax with thinking about Aunt Nico? I just relax because I think that if it's inevitable, we shouldn't worry about it too much. And everything we shouldn't worry about too much, obviously. So yesterday I was sick. I was not able to sleep well. I was getting this cycle of dreams. It's not horrible, but it's not pleasant. But I wasn't worried because it's like, it's normal. Sometimes it happens. And also, since I don't go to work at day, I can sleep if I want. And that's a good thing actually. If you're having a day job, then it's a little bit worse. Maybe you will be able to worry more. Since I don't have a day job for a while, for almost 3 years now, I don't worry that much anymore. So it's a very good thing for me. I'm more relaxed. Okay, now what I will do is get clipping on, select this, go like this, so we can have it clipped. Maybe we can go, no, I don't think we should touch this. Usually I will delete this top area and this bottom area here, but in this case I think it's fine. Apply the mirror and I will get just a normal subdivision surface modifier. Let's see, we need more and more. So 3 times and I will apply it. Now you see, this is not a workflow that will that's super cool. With, for example, multi-res modifier, you can do better, I think. But I don't like multi-res modifier at all. When you have multi-res modifier, if you don't apply it, you will not be able to put vertex color on your model. And it's overall a shit thing. So multi-res, until they fix it, for me, it's a piece of actual shit. It can be used, of course. You can use the multi-res modifiers, so you can go back and forth with the subdivision levels, but it's pretty buggy. And at the end, you can apply it before you do something else. So it's fine. Yeah. So now we're doing some folds. For this, the folds overall are coming from the crotch and also here, and we have this zigzag folds in this bottom area. I usually use the normal brush with it, like this, and I am making some zigzag like that, and then I am trying to make some diamond shapes. Usually it's fine. If you make these diamond shapes, it's gonna be fine. They're not very visible, they're not super nice right now, but they will be at some point. Here I'm usually making this kind of a V shape and maybe a Z shape even, and that's it. From here we will have some folds going down and some going outward, and here we'll have this kind of a seam in the middle, and here we'll have pockets. If you want to make this garment or this pants properly, the pockets will be a separate mesh. In this case, I will not make it a separate mesh because it's too much work. So we'll just leave it as it is and we should be fine. But if you want to make it properly, then you will make it a separate mesh. The logic of the cloth is, okay, I will tell you, because the secret of making cloths, the big secret, the biggest one is, listen carefully, to have a good reference. That's the biggest secret of making cloths. And of course, to be able to follow this reference nicely. So if you have a reference like this one here, it's not very difficult to follow it. It's relatively straightforward. But if you have a reference, like, for example, let me see what a kind of thing. This one is a little bit more difficult, but it's not quite bad. This one is also not bad. It has some good things in it. This one is particularly bad in some areas, especially here. You see this flow of the folds. They look bad. So if you make it like this, there is no very good logic here. So this will not be a very good garment, except if you can absolutely perfectly translate it into a 3D model, which you usually will not be able to do. So in order to make a good fold, you have to follow the logic of the fold. You have to know it, of course. And I probably will try to teach you that in my upcoming course about folds and clothes anatomy. Hopefully. Let's see. So his pants are the same color as his shirt, which is, I don't know, but yeah, let's do it. If he likes it this way. Why the fuck not? Let's go with N, view, and clip start, just to push it a little bit. Now this, we need to fix the gloves, because they're looking quite bad. Those are similar to MMA gloves, as we can see. So he's an MMA guy. Probably not. But maybe he is. Who knows? The gloves are not the best thing that has happened to us. Maybe we can even make better gloves by ourselves. But I don't know. Maybe I will leave them. Let's see, the face is... Yeah, his head is a little bit bigger on this area. And... let me just try. By the way, I watched Usyk versus Dubois, the last match. And... wow. This Usyk guy, he seems invincible. There haven't been such a dominant champion in the heavyweight since the Klitschko brothers, I think, or Lennox Lewis, for example. Lennox Lewis was considered one of the best because he was able to combine all the belts, I think, or most of the belts. But now Usyk, I think, is the best these days. He's just a monster. Very technical, very fast, very smart. Dubois is a monster. He's a monster in another way. He's strong, also pretty fast, also young, but not that technical. He just was overplayed, outplayed, we may say. Wow. Such a one-sided bout, we may say. Although, yeah, it was not completely one-sided, we may say, because Dubois was able to hit the Ukrainian couple of times. But nothing too serious. He ate such huge shots from Usyk. And at the end, he gave up. Amazing stuff. Okay, so now how to make the beard. Let's make it with mask, why not? Let's try. So I will mask this area. I can just color it, but I will make it with mask and we'll see how it will go with another mesh. It's good to make the shape of your mesh while you're making the mask. So just take your time a little bit while you're making the mask. Make it the best way, the best shape that you can. And then when you extract it and do it, it's gonna be great. I extract it. Now I will inflate it a little bit. I will color it black. Paint it black. Okay, he's looking kind of like the concept, we may say. Although I probably am imagining it. If I was not doing this for the first time, and I'm doing this for the first time, if I was not doing this for the first time, probably the second time will be better. And I will be able to do it to a better job. But obviously I am doing it for the first time. So this is because of the sickness. And the sickness is making me even lazier than I usually am. Which is a pretty huge deal. I mean, I'm a very lazy guy. And this is making me even lazier. So it's, wow. Super lazy stuff. Let's make his head a little bit wider. And his neck wider. Yeah. I think the wider neck will give us this, what we need. It's not half bad, I'd say. Everything. Let's go with brown color. And I'm sure that somebody will be offended that we're making a brown character. Or black. Whatever you call it. But it's normal for people to get offended by a lot of stuff. So I think we are fine. Let's go with a little bit yellow here. Ooh, this is not yellow. But let's go with yellow. And yeah, just put it here and there, smooth it out. Maybe we need some reddish for the lips. Yeah, this will be fine. Maybe here a little bit. Now for the eyes, probably I will not do separate mesh for the eyes. I will do just this. Then I go like this, black. And then I will go with the brown. Like this. And then with the black. Like this. And then we will have some black around the eyes, which is the eyelashes usually. So don't, it's not something else, it's eyelashes. Here we will have a little bit of blackish. Like this. And yeah, he's not the best representation of Luke Cage that we have seen. Especially because his eyes are looking awkward. And why are they looking awkward? And now they are a little bit better. But still more, maybe he shouldn't be that smiling. I mean, he should be more frowned. And also, if we put this folds in here, the frowning folds like this, it would be much better. And also, he's a little bit older guy, so we should put some, you know, some, not folds, but wrinkles here and there. Not the best, but I would say not the worst. So let's go, by the way, here, and I will show you. So now we have a lot of things. Let's go and add a light, point light. Put it here. Make it like sun. Ooh, the strength. Let's try the strength of 1. Strength of 1 usually is fine. Select all these things that we have and make a material which is color attribute, Control L, and link materials. And usually that will give us this. Then let's see. This is the sun, okay. So the sun is shining. Wow, these gloves are shiny, we may say. The t-shirt, by the way, should have some thickness, and I should have some chain. So let's add another light, a point light, which is a normal point light with a strength of 255, and put it, okay, not bad here. And we need a rim light. So for the rim light, usually we use area light, and area light with 5000, for example, strength. If your model is not tens of meters high, this one is a couple of tens of meters high. So if your model is not this huge, probably your measurements will be a little bit different. But mine is pretty huge. If we take everything, maybe we will be able to see. Yeah, he is, only the pants are 8 meters, almost 9 meters tall are the pants. So he's around almost 20 meters tall is the whole guy. So I will guess he's not the shortest guy in the world, but who knows. Let's go with the Photoshop again, and I will take this, place it here. I couldn't. So place it like this. No, this is not good. I will again try to place it here, and it doesn't work. What is happening? Usually I'm able to do it. Now it should be okay. Let's delete this and place this. Okay. And now I will try to separate only the chain and see what happens. I need the chain. I need it. I just do. So I will just select it like this. And I will give it to the AI to do it, and I will answer some questions from the chat until we do. So since this is an AI image, I noticed that the chain is not a perfect chain. Some of the rings are not very good, but overall, I think it will do quite nicely because we don't have a choice. Now, I messed up big time. So what I will do is duplicate this and erase around the chain. All right. Yeah, I'm messing up a big time, but you know, 2D art, I was a 2D artist back in the day, so it's not something that I cannot do. It's just that I'm messing it up. I have to release when I'm doing some stuff, then I have to release the mouse and then continue doing it. So Control Z will not do everything, not undo everything, but just a couple of things. So here this area is bad of the chain, but we don't care because it will be just a representation of a chain. It's not going to be a chain. There are probably other ways that you can select this, better ways, but I don't think they will be pretty good for us. I think this way we'll be able to do it better. And if I remembered how to do a chain in Blender, I will probably be able to do it faster than this, but I forgot. And so I cannot do it. Okay, chain. And I need this part of the chain here, so I will what I will do is I will select, for example, a couple of links like this. Links to get them on another layer, and let's see, put them around here. Control J, put it here. Not the best, I would say, not the best, but it will probably do. If we go, no, I will not. I will try to do this, by the way. I'm not sure if we can put it on the black background, or at least on a background which is kind of a this color. Let's try. No, it should be more like this color. Not good. Maybe this color will be better. So the idea here is to get the most of the color. Now this should be fine. And let's save this and place it onto our AI, and the AI will do the rest while I'm answering questions. So we can actually do work while answering some questions. Yeah, here I put it in the AI, 500k, and I'm pressing the button. Every day I have 20, I think, spawns. So 20 meshes I can do, which is great. 20 is plenty enough. I can do gloves, I can do shoes, and that's it, mostly. I'm modeling a head on my tablet using AI image as a reference. I managed to get the basic shape, but I can't get the facial features to overlook right. Any tips on what I should do? That's normal. If you haven't made at least 500 heads in your life, then probably it will be difficult. So my advice is to make 500 heads. It will take some time, maybe half a year, maybe 1 year, and then you probably will be better. But this is the idea. Practice. Another quality sculpt. I'm doing the mod night at the moment and loving it. Just about to finish the high poly sculpt and start part 2. These live sculpts are epic. I have learned so much from you. Thank you very much. Jake Paul is the best fighter of all time. That's a little bit of overstatement. Yeah, Usyk probably will just mop the floor with him. I mean, the difference between in the levels, the difference in the cardio, the difference is just incomprehensible. Jake Paul is not a bad boxer. He's a pretty good boxer, but he's far from Usyk. He may be on a world-class level, maybe, but Usyk is way beyond that. It's just, I don't know. Usyk vs Tyson was crazy to watch. Yeah, Tyson Fury actually, he looks like he's some kind of uncle from the province, fat and... but he actually is one of the best, of course. But the boxer that I liked the most was Joshua, actually. He's very athletic, very good looking, and I was a little bit sad when he was beaten twice from Usyk, and I think Dubois also beat him, so he's now just going down very badly. And I liked him a lot, Joshua, from England. But yeah, what can you do? How much do you need to do on a model in Blender to ensure it's 100% able to be 3D printed? I need to learn this from freelance soon enough, but I don't know how. 100% to be able to 3D... I mean, 3D print, it depends on what kind of printer are you using sometimes. It's not only about the model, it's also about the 3D printer. This did nothing. By the way, here usually, around the neck, we should make some kind of border for a t-shirt. Usually that's a good idea. But in this case, we don't care that much. Let's see our chain. Chain. I don't see the chain, but it will come out eventually. It's here. It's not bad. I think we will be able to use it, no problem. GLB file. I'm downloading. It's downloading. It's downloaded. I will file, import. GLB is in the bottom. And go to downloads, and this should be today. GLB. It should go up to his head, okay. And now we will go with select everything. Okay, this is the material 01, tab A, select everything and scale it. All right. Put it down. Maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, yes, a bit bigger. This way. Push it down. It's not quite bad, I would say. Now we are in Eevee mode, in Eevee render. It's cool. We have to hide those areas here. Here this is pretty bad looking. But overall, for a proof of concept, it's usable. Not for a final product actually, but for a proof of concept, I think it is fine. Let's make it a little bit bigger actually. Yeah, this I think is better. Bigger is better, right? This way. And then these back parts, I'll just smoosh them. We don't care about them. Yeah, if we want to make a 3D print version for this, we'll have to do better than this, you know. We'll have to do a lot better. But other than that, he's looking great. This, by the way, let me see the material that he has made. Okay, material, shading. Shading. Alright, we need this to be metallic roundness. We have some texture PBR, which is metallic and roundness. Let's make it like this and make it metallic all the way and see if this will be better. Okay, but roughness, also we need it to be shinier like this. And I think it is better. So yeah, we have some textures and everything. This now is looking quite dark. So if you're making a model, try to make it a little bit more bright. So how we can make it more bright? There are a couple of ways, but one of these, of course, is to go to the main light and just increase it a little bit to make it brighter. But don't increase it too much, because if you go a bit too much, at some point there will be two huge white areas, very huge white areas, which usually you don't want. But the model is relatively fine. I mean, it's not the best, like, yeah, it's never the best, but it's quite fine. The ode to the artist kicks in and handles the situation. Yeah. Definitely. I think curve and array will work. Yeah, curve and array usually is how you do chains in Blender. I know that. But I forgot how exactly to do it, so I don't want to do it right now. I just want to, you know, to have it like this, and it's fine. Will AI replaces Nico? That nobody can answer this question. I'm kidding, Jake Paul is a clown. Yeah, but he's not exactly a clown. For example, if I go and face Jake Paul, for example, he will beat my ass with one hand, most likely. And I am almost 110 kilograms. I am 1 meter and 93 centimeters tall, so I'm pretty big. And I also sometimes go to boxing, but I'm very slow because I'm big. I'm pretty slow. So he will dance around me and he will beat me like a bag. So he's not a clown. He's a pretty good boxer, but not on the level of the high level ones. I mean, it's... Brother, ginger and honey tea is much helpful to reduce coughing. Yeah, no, I'm drinking some teas here my wife has made me. Yeah. What do you think of The Witcher 4? Are you waiting for the game to be released? I haven't played The Witcher series, actually. And if I play one, it will be Witcher 3, most likely. Before The Witcher 4, of course. But I haven't have time to play Witcher series yet. You can go to the world to increase global light of viewport. Yes, you can, but then your shadows will become too bright. The way you used AI for concepting is great. Yeah, you can actually, and also, as you noticed, the AI has made also not bad work of the pants. So they can be used too, the pants. Or we can make them ourselves like I did. It's probably better to make them ourselves. But let's work a little bit more on the pants. We have time, I think. Let's see. 1 hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, we have until 1 hour and a half. We have time. So what I would do is generate a subdivision surface. We'll wait a little bit because it's, yeah, and two times and apply. Then, when the subdivision surface is applied, usually we don't have too much lag. While the subdivision surface modifier is active, we might have some lag. Those folds here are mostly stylized folds, so they need to be sharper. And that's why we're doing it. Sharper folds. That's the thing that we are doing right now. And since we have the overall shape of the folds before, now we are just enhancing them. Now making them a little bit sharper, a little bit nicer, and at the end, it should look good. The biggest mistake you can make with the folds is to make them wavy. They should be very, very straight and nice looking. If you make them wavy, then you are losing the battle. If we can say it's a battle, of course. But it is always a battle. The whole life is a battle. Which is a good thing. If your life is not a battle, then you're not living it the right way. There should be struggle. If you don't have struggle, you will never be happy. Struggle is what makes us happy. If you're living in a big mansion with a big swimming pool in Miami, and you have millions of dollars, and you can go anywhere in the world anytime and then go back to your perfect mansion, drive your nice cars and everything, this probably is looking like the best life. But if you don't have struggles, you will not be happy completely. You will be happy for a while, and then no. Take Michael Jackson, for example. He had everything. He was the king of pop. He was the best singer and music writer and whatever in the world. And I don't think he was happy. Not because he didn't have struggles. I guess he had enough of a struggle. But sometimes fame and fortune are things that you actually don't want. By the way, I am watching right now, completely different subject. I'm watching right now a girl, she's a woman actually, from Netherlands or Holland. And her channel is called Itchy Boots. So it's a famous channel. She has a couple of million subscribers, of course. And now she's where? She's in Afghanistan. Imagine that. She is in Afghanistan alone, a blonde woman on a motorcycle alone in Afghanistan. I was amazed, and I'm following her trip, and it's super cool. It's super cool. It's super cool. Since I live in Bulgaria and we have this Oriental style of thinking here sometimes, I know what those people who are stopping her on the checkpoints and smiling with this little smile, what they're thinking, I know. And it's not cool, but she's tough. She survives and continues. I don't know. It takes a lot of bravery to go to Taliban-ruled Afghanistan, where even the women there, they don't have almost any rights. They cannot even walk outside alone. They have to be with another woman or with a man or with a child. They cannot do it alone. They cannot, of course, drive anything, and she is driving a big motorcycle. They just don't know what's happening, you know, when she's going there, and they stop her, and they notice, because she's with a helmet, with a full body armor, and when they notice that she's a woman, they're like, what's happening here? Their brains are starting to short circuit a little bit, because in their mind, this is something impossible, you know, a woman to drive, and alone, blonde woman. What's happening here? What we're missing here is, as you notice, is shadow on the floor. Dun, dun, dun. But in order to have shadow on the floor, obviously, we have to have a floor. Otherwise, it would be kind of hard to have shadow on the floor if you don't have a floor. I know. Sounds interesting. Let's try to make this the same color as the background. It's not completely the same, but it's similar. So yeah, I like it. Which doesn't mean it's good, but it's relatively fine. As you can see, these little touches, the shoes, the gloves, which are horrifying, but they look kind of fine, and the chain, they're making all the difference. If I didn't have those for this amount of time, it will be not as good, I think. So maybe AI can help us in some ways. Who knows? Do 3D NSFW jobs pay well, Nico? I don't know. I haven't worked for that. You can go in the world to increase global light of the viewport. Yes. If you've seen this artwork on a portfolio, how would you grade it? I would say it's pretty good, but it needs more work, because this is kind of a good starting point. No, not starting point. As you can see, it's almost it looks almost finished, but better chain, of course, will be needed, which means you have to do it by yourself. Better shoes will be needed, because those shoes are, if you see the shoelaces, they're horrifying. They're just on the first glance, it looks very good. When you start looking at particular things, you are noticing that, But overall, if I see this on a portfolio, I would say this guy can do the overall things quite well. And also the render is not bad. We have rim light. We have it's not bad, but it's kind of a 3D sketch on this point. So if I put a couple more hours, like let's say 3 more hours or 4 more hours, if I have to do the chain and the shoes, especially, maybe the shoes will take me a couple of hours by themselves. But if I am able to put a couple more hours into this model, it will be much better. Overall, it will be much more finished, and it will be much more portfolio worthy. Now it's not a portfolio piece. Now it's a good YouTube piece for 1.5 hours. Nothing more than that. You are the best, Nico. I'm not sure about that. What do you think about MetaHuman? Could this lower the bar on knowledge for character artists? MetaHuman is mostly for realistic characters, and they are not even the level of realism that the good likeness artists are doing. So the MetaHuman is something in between. It's kind of useful for some things. So it can be. This is, by the way, syrup with some kind of couple of things inside. So it's for cough. So it's good. I recently watched about life in Afghanistan before the Taliban cut them off from the general internet. What I do, and now they have internet, I think. The stream is basically like a mini course. Amazing. Yeah, this stream particularly, yes. Some of the streams I don't speak too much about what I'm doing. Here I think I spoke a lot about what I was doing, so this is basically like a mini course here. make it a shadow catcher. I don't think I want to do it because it requires some messing with the shading and some nodes, which I don't remember how to do, so I will not do it. How much megabytes does that file take up? This particular file, since it's, let's see how much, it is 2.5 million polygons, it's not too much, triangles, so it should be more than a couple of hundred megabytes, like 200, let me see. Clothes and folds course, systems, it's there, and it's Luke Cage, 224 megabytes, so it's not too much, this file. AI is a great tool and we can use it in creative ways. Yes. What is the top 5 tools you use for sculpting? Blender. That's it. Did you paint on the vertex sculpt? Ah, you mean tools in Blender. You mean brushes probably. Maybe if you mean brushes, then I can show you what kind of brushes I'm using. I'm using a standard brush, which is the draw brush, draw sharp brush. I'm using the grab brush, of course, which is moving, the move brush, grab brush. I'm using inflate, and I'm using brush number 2, which is clay strips, and also scrape fill sometimes. And that's most of the brushes that I'm using. Pinch sometimes, yeah. Ambient occlusion and color ramp. You can do that too, yeah. Nico, are you ready for the new Blender 5 that's coming in next month? I'm ready. I'm ready. And I will probably do, after I do the torso course in the beginning of next year, I probably will do a beginner course again for Blender 5. So a complete beginner course, but with everything in Blender 5 point probably. I don't know what kind of Blender will be in that time, around April, for example, next year. But it will be Blender 5 something. So I'm ready and waiting for Blender. We'll see what will happen. Let's see if I'm strong as this guy. No, I'm pretty much like very not so strong. This guy is way bigger. The arms and everything is way bigger than mine. Unfortunately, that's life. Let's see some questions from a little bit earlier, since I haven't been able to. Will you ever sculpt a character with a visible ribcage? I want to learn how to sculpt that better. You can always find a reference for a skull for a skeleton and just, you know, do it. Hey there, I'm an intermediate sculptor in Blender, but I'd like to start learning human anatomy to improve models for organic creatures. Things isn't overwhelming. I think it's overwhelming, and I don't know where to go to learn. To go to make organic modeling. So that's what I do. That's what I do, and that's what my courses are mostly for, organic modeling. Of course, I'm doing a lot of not organic modeling, because when you're doing a character like the Mod Girl or character like the Dragon Girl course, then you should be able to do some normal modeling, not organic. Like this one, for example. As you can see, have a lot of armors, it has a sword, it has a helmet, and all these things are modeled in a normal way. But sculpting is what you want to do, which is organic modeling, you call it, but it's sculpting actually. So sculpting is, I have a lot of courses for that, and anatomy is one of the things that you should check out, Superhuman Anatomy for Artists. This anatomy particularly is very good because it's a human anatomy, male, and I call it Superhuman Anatomy because it's more like muscular male. The idea about this is it's made in ZBrush, yes, but it doesn't matter. It's anatomy course made in a 3D program, so you can learn anatomy. And to sculpt, you need to know a program which you can sculpt in. For example, ZBrush or Blender usually. There are other programs, but ZBrush and Blender are the most used programs for sculpting these days. And all those characters that you see here, from this character onward, are made with Blender. Everything here. This one, completely Blender. The tick, of course. So Blender is the program. in my opinion. And how to learn working with or making organic sculpting, you have to just do it. You have to start practicing it. What book would you recommend for learning anatomy? Anatomy for Sculptors is the book that I recommend always. I recently started animating my 3D models using AI to see what I can do in the future. Yes, you can. Hello from Russia, hello. Good accent, of course. Why you quit ZBrush? Because of money. You can do retopo low poly or shoes over that high poly just to have a base for detailing. Yes, you can do a retopo of low poly, or you can do actual retopo over these shoes and make the high poly of the shoes with the different pieces of the shoes to make them separately if you want to make very, very nice looking shoes. Or you can take this high poly that the AI created, smooth some areas, remake them, or at least in this particular case of these shoes, the main problem is those straps, the shoelaces. They're looking a little bit worse. So if we can smooth them out and remake them with a separate object, for example, this could be relatively better. Luke Cage. Will you rig this character? No. Heineko, can you please reply me on Discord after stream? I have a few questions about improving my skills. Usually, what I always say to people who want to improve their skills is to practice. Because some people are thinking that improving their skills is something that they can do easily and fast, which is not the case. I know people who are able to become relatively good in 1 year, but this is not fast, because in this year they have spent at least 8 or more hours every day, which means they have thousands of hours into sculpting. So if you want to become good in any skill, not only sculpting, you have to have a couple of thousands of hours into the skill, and then you probably will be okay. I got your flip normals anatomy courses, working hard at the head course right now, and I'm loving it. Yeah, the head course probably is one of the most liked courses, because everybody wants to make relatively good heads, you know. And in the beginning, everybody will make very bad heads. But if you practice, and of course, watch the course a couple of times, then probably you'll become better. Yeah, $5 is a crazy deal. That's what I'm worrying about, because now you're buying it for $5. I get like $2 from that. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that at the end, everybody will buy them from the flip normals, and then there will be no sales. That's what I'm worrying about a little bit, but still. Can you use the cloth brush for this a little? I don't know. I haven't used any cloth brushes because I think they are just a scam. Not a scam, but a gimmick. Anyone got tips for animating AI heads? Who knows? It's easy. Just take an AI head, 2D, and put it in video AI, and just tell it what you want to do, and probably will do it. If I want to make this, how would I hide the separation between the body and the head? As you can see, this whole neck in the reference, how would you hide it? I probably will hide it by making the head and parts of the neck that are going into the shirt one mesh, because the shirt will hide the rest, and I will just do this, yeah. Srif from Bharat is here. Hey everyone, I'm trying to model a head based on AI generated image, but I'm really struggling. Any tips or advice? Yeah, Luke Cage with a wee bit of width. AI stuff is so hard to control. Don't be worried about the 3D AI, as I'm telling you. The 3D AI is good for simple things, which are actually not very easy to do for a normal 3D artist. For example, shoes. The AI is doing shoes pretty well. The AI is doing relatively well pants and some other stuff. So you can use it for that, for those things which are not that important. In my opinion, and as a character artist, the most important thing on one character is usually the head and the hands. The rest is important, but not as much. So you can get away with making the pants and the shoes with AI, for example. But of course, as I did this for a freelance. But after I did the pants and shoes with AI, I had to spend hours on fixing the folds and fixing some other stuff. So it took me a while. So it's not just making it and that's it. No, it will take time to do it. So if you're thinking that a person without any knowledge in 3D or sculpting will be able to use the 3D AI to do something, probably yes. They will be able to do to use it to do something, but this something they will not be able to change. It will be what the AI spits out, and AI sometimes spits out horrible things. So in order to use the AI properly, you will need to be a good 3D character artist to make characters with the AI, in my opinion. So get on with this. Another quality sculpt. I'm doing the Moth Knight. Yeah, we already said that. Yes. Okay, I think we are done with this. Спасибо за стрим. Вы потрясающие. Спасибо вам тоже. Does YouTube pays you for doing live streams? No. I mean, if I have a lot of watches on my videos, then the YouTube will give me a little bit of money for the advertisement money. If the advertisement for the video is on, I usually keep the advertisement of my videos here in this channel off. For most of the videos, I don't advertise on them. That's why I don't monetize them. But why should you monetize a video with 3,000 views? 3,000 views is absolutely nothing, and it's not worth monetizing, in my opinion. But I don't know. Usually, people are, and creators, YouTube creators, they are not getting most of their money from YouTube itself. Even if they have millions of views, the most of the money they are getting from advertisers who are sponsors, those who are quality sponsors. I had some offers for sponsorship for some products, so I can advertise them. But I cannot advertise something that I don't think it's worth it. So they didn't work. Those partnerships, they don't work. I just don't want to sell myself for nothing or for anything. It's more important to be stable and to not lie to the people, and then they probably will be grateful. Lying is not something that I want to do. Doing the Superman one in Blender at the moment, it is great. Yeah, so it's fine. Can you tell us your PC specs? My PC specs are the following. I have 16 core processor from like 6 years ago or 7 years ago, AMD processor. I have a 4070 Super video card, so not the most expensive one, 4070 Super, it's a cool one. And I have 64 gigabytes of RAM. 64 gigabytes of RAM. RAM is very important. The more you are able to get, the better. Are you animal anatomy course in future? Yeah, but animal anatomy course will be difficult to do because what we will make in this animal anatomy? We will do a horse, definitely. And we will do a cat, for example. And what else? A mouse, a giraffe, elephant, rhino. We cannot do anything. We cannot do all. So animal anatomy course, it's difficult to make, because animals are, ants are animals. Fish, whale, bird, everything is animal. What? how to do it. It's difficult. As a professional, don't you rush to the new Blender version. It seems like you're using Blender 3.6 long-term support. No, I'm using 4.5 right now. So I'm usually going to the newest Blender because I want to see the new things and everything. Because nowadays, the program that I always use every day is Blender. And sometimes Photoshop, of course, but Blender is my program to go. So this is my favorite program since I use it. Back in the day, ZBrush was my favorite program. But Blender was not even slightly the Blender that it is today. Now, this Blender is my favorite program. So I just always want to see what else they are putting there, the newest Blender, is it gonna work a little bit faster and stuff like this. I'm a big fan from Plovdiv. I tried doing sculpting for years, but it's not for me. Yeah, Dinko, it's fine, because it's not for everybody. If you're not feeling good sculpting, then you can do something else. The big problem in life for every young person is to find what they want to do, what they have, like they have the passion to do. Whatever it is, if you find it, then you have to just go for it. For me, I was kind of lucky to find this in a very young age. So I was drawing since I remember myself, and I was drawing a lot. And I was very good at this. I was pretty good at drawing. Wherever I go, in every school that I got, I was one of the best. In most of the time, I was the best in drawing. And when I finished, I went to university. I was also one of the best in the university in drawing. I finished graphical design university. And at the end, I started working in Gameloft. After I was a web designer, I was also a designer for menus and billboards. But after that, I was working in Gameloft as a 2D artist. So I was concept artist in Gameloft in the beginning. And after that, I realized I'm not so good with colors. I was very good in drawing with a pen, not a pencil, a pen. So I was very good in making the overall shape. And I was good in the graphical drawing, but not with color. And but overall, my point is that I found my place, which is sculpting at some point. But drawing, sculpting, it's kind of similar. It's an art form of expressing yourself by making images, or in this case, we're making sculpts, but they're images because you are watching them in the computer like a flat thing. So they're like a sequence of images, we may say. By the way, I'm watching here these pants, and I think they can be a little bit better by doing. I have to select them. And doing just this will immediately make them a little bit better looking. Just by making a little bit more interesting silhouette. Just there. When is the next weekly challenge? We can put this as a next weekly challenge, why not? Primal is getting 3rd season. I don't think I watched the 2nd season of Primal. Is there a 2nd season actually? This is the animated series about the dinosaurs and the human, which was one. Well, it's interesting, yeah. For first timer, what to sculpt? Try to sculpt human heads. Usually people are starting with that. I usually starts with that. Primal animated series about the caveman. Yeah, the caveman and the dinosaur. Maybe you'll like it for future videos. Yeah, I remembered back in the day, before the COVID times, I think it was, when the Primal 1, the Primal first season came out. Oh, it was nice. It's nice. Of course, it's 18 plus, I think, because there is a lot of blood and gore in this animated movie. But I will check it out. I didn't know that there is a 2nd season even. I will check it out. Just giving the clothes texture and making it a little rough will make this perfection. Yes, probably. Every detail after you have captured the main form will give it a little bit better overall view. Nico, shouldn't you have a permanent ZBrush license from Pixologic before Maxon? I have because I bought it, but yeah, I have a permanent ZBrush license, but there is no permanent license right now. I think they are selling the new version of ZBrush. They are selling it every time. It's not, and even now there is a subscription model only, I think. I'm not sure. Hi, no, it depends on many factors, but roughly how many triangles should a main AA character have? I've heard it's not that strict now and silhouette matters most. Minus 60k, still missing hair cards. 60k, I think it's a little bit too much without hair cards, but for an AAA game, AAA game, 60k is absolutely fine. For example, Horizon Zero Dawn, back in the day. Horizon Zero Dawn is a game which is 5, 6, 7 years old, I'm not sure. So it's not very new game. Horizon Zero Dawn. The main character, I think only the hair, because it's like very big hair, was around 100,000 triangles, only the hair. So it depends on what you want to achieve, but usually AA character can be 100 to 200,000 triangles, it's not a problem. Nico, when is ZBrush? ZBrush is gone. Nico, when will the stream about ZBrush come out instead of Blender? Not soon, I would say. Как же круто, когда Ника говорит по-русски. Как же круто, когда Нико говорит по-русски. Я знаю. Я могу читать по-русски. Я не говорю. Это, yeah. My Ruski is not very good, we may say. But I can kind of read it and understand most of it. I'm learning Blender and ZBrush together. Sometimes Blender is faster, sometimes ZBrush is better for details. Could you do a quick tutorial or live session on using both together? Why should I use both together? I mean, ZBrush is much more niche program. Blender, everybody is using Blender these days. So Blender is much better choice for a streamer or a YouTube person like me. I now consider myself a tutorial guy, a streamer, a YouTuber, and Blender is the best choice for me. ZBrush, not so much. Not many people are using ZBrush actually these days. Much more people are using Blender, and there's a reason. Blender is free, and also it's absolutely good enough, so it's normal. Could you please make Devilman from Devilman series next time? I haven't watched Devilman series. I want to see it. Please make it. I appreciate if you make it. Yeah, make it. We'll see. Devilman. It's like a devil, but man. Nico, do you think in the future people will just get monthly money from the government for food and stuff? Who's gonna pay for video games then? What's the point of selling anything in that case? I don't think that will be the case especially in the capitalistic society. It's difficult to do this. France was a country, I'm not sure how it is now, but it was a country that was very close to this kind of thing. So many people were living off to payment from the government, not working, just the government is paying them because they don't have work, supporting them. Very kind of a social country. Nowadays, I'm not sure how it is. But this is not a sustainable model, because you should have a lot of people who are making something, who are making a product, who are actually making money. So they are paying big taxes, so you can pay, so the government can pay these people who are not working. But if those people who are not working become a huge part, like now there are a lot of migrants that are trying to get to Germany, to France, and the laws are starting to change because of that. Those people have to work. They have to go and start doing something. So if you don't do something, I don't know how you will be able to sustain giving money to people who are, I don't know. Maybe the AI and the robots, when they start to do everything, then we will not have anything to do. But still, how the government will decide who to give the money to, on what principle, and if everybody is getting the same money, so some people would want more. So they will work, but what they will work, I don't know. This is a very big topic. Season 2 of Primal. If we want to add the texture of the sweater, what would you suggest to make it okay? I think with materials will be better. With materials, yeah. Make UVs and put some kind of material with with the pattern. Yes, Nico, watch it, please. I will. No spoilers for Nico. How it is like working in a big gaming company? Do you work in a different areas of creation with different people, like in some videos, or you just sit in front of a computer until your shift is done? It's both. I was working 15 years in Gameloft, and I go to work. We are in a big room, a hall, and everything is like tables and computers. You go to your place, you sit. Around you are sitting your friends, your colleagues, and everybody is working. We are laughing, we are joking. It's a pretty cool thing sometimes, especially back in the day when Gameloft, when I was working, was very free. Everything was very free. You can go there. The working day begins in, let's say, 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's say 8 or 9. But you can go in 10. Nobody will say anything. If you are working and you're getting your job done for the day, nobody cares if you spend 1 hour less or 1 hour more in the office. Nobody cares. Also, lunch break. You can go to lunch break whenever you want. And you can go to not 1 hour. You can go to 2 hours of lunch break. No problem. Back in the days. Now it's not the same. Now it's not like that. But back in the days, it was very free. They were giving us a lot of freedom. And it was nice because we were having this freedom and we like to work for this company. And we were giving our creativity and everything for the company. I was giving, like, I was 3D artist. I was 3D character artist. I was giving suggestions for the games, for the gameplay. I was playing the games and giving the suggestions for the developers, for the designers, what to include in the game, what is not very good in the game, what event is not good. So we were all kind of included in this, and it was a very good times. Nowadays, in some companies, I guess probably it's the same. In Gameloft, not so much. They were bought by Vivendi, this big company, and then it became a little bit more tough. Now, if you don't go and if you don't follow your working hours, you may be sanctioned or something. So it's a little bit difficult. Does AI killing your job? No, it was helping me. It is now helping me. It was not helping me. And as I said, if I have to do this for a freelance, I will use this AI shoes just for a proof of concept, and then I probably will have to redo most of them by hand because they are not good enough. Was looking earlier at how horribly optimized the Marvel Rival models are. There are 150 triangles, 12-player multiplayer, explains why the game runs like shit. Oof, wow. So if you have so many players in the screen, and if it's a mobile game, I don't know if Marvel Rivals is a mobile game, but if it's a mobile game, each character has to be less than 25,000 triangles. If it's more than that, it will be very bad, especially for the worst and old phones. Have you ever worked on any famous games or animations? I guess I haven't. Thanks for the reply. It's my first time making a character, sculpting a human, a woman. By the way, if you're sculpting a woman for the first sculpt, I don't envy you because usually it turns out pretty badly. Woman is much harder to make than a man. Even for me, to make a good looking woman, it's like way harder than to make just a normal man, you know. I'm doing the Topo 2, just wondering if I'm still within some kind of limit for a game project. Yeah. Did you watch the Turkey versus Bulgaria football match? It's so what's your opinion? I don't watch football too much. Нико, здорово. Що думаеш насчет нейросетей? You mean the AI probably. Она все больше проси. Yes, it's going better. It's getting better, the AI. But especially the 3D AI, I don't think it will get better. And I told you the reason that the 3D AI will not get much better is because it doesn't have enough 3D sculpts, especially characters, to look for. So it has some stylized ones probably in the database. So that's why stylized characters it can do pretty well, highly stylized. But game characters, for example, like the Dragon Girl or the Mod Knight course that I'm doing, I tried them with the best 3D AIs right now, and they are not doing a great job because they don't have enough database of these characters, and they will not have ever. So they have limitations. Thanks for the life and the advice. Is no problem. Could you tell me how did you do the 3D AI? Of course, it's here. Just pause the video, go to this website and make yourself an account, and you will be able to do some AI stuff. 3D AI. And you will see it has limitations. Of course, if it's a simple model, then it's getting it quite well. If it's not, then it's a different thing. So, bye guys, and see you next time, of course, like always.